Yeah.
Well, we are experiencing a little bit of precipitation in our area today.
We sure are. You know, I had a camera that just went out, so I'm going to advance the graphic and I'll try to show you another camera here in a little bit. Let's go ahead and show you why, of course, we're seeing that moisture. It's all from the tropics. So we have this tropical activity right off of that Louisiana coastline. We've been tracking this since the weekend before it turned into anything, but now Hurricane Francine, and this is going to make impact or make a landfall this afternoon along that Louisiana coastline. So what we're seeing, that really bright band, that is a band of heavy rain that's pushing inland. And right there is where we also see the storm surge. That's also where we see the threat for severe weather in terms of tornadic activity. Unfortunately, that'll continue today as this continues to work its way towards the northeast. Again, likely making landfall as a strong Category 1 hurricane. It has enough time to transition to Category 2. In fact, some models do have it as a Category 2. So it is a wait and see. Either way, dangerous situation along that coastline. It'll move over Baton Rouge as a tropical storm overnight, and then by tomorrow into Friday, it'll make its way along the Mississippi, bringing in severe weather across Mississippi, Alabama, but heavy rain along the entire Mississippi. So what we're looking at in Texas, we're actually on the drier side of the storm, but with that being said, we're still looking at rainfall in the area. So this is how it'll translate. This is around noon. You see that moisture still piling in across northern Louisiana into areas of East Texas. We'll notice that this moisture heaviest, of course, across southeast Louisiana, eventually Mississippi, but some of those outer bands do wrap around and include North Texas. So right now we see this tropical rain moving along East Texas into North Texas. We see a few of those very light showers along the I-35 corridor counties, including Dallas, Denton, Collin, Rockwall County, Kaufman, and Ellis County, seeing a little bit of that activity as well. That's about as much coverage as we're going to get throughout the afternoon. I don't think that we'll see any severe weather today, but I do think that we could see a brief downpour here and there through the afternoon, and that's exactly what this model is showing. Your timecast at 2 in the afternoon, you see those scattered showers in the area, but more consistent rainfall along far east Texas. And as we head towards 5 this afternoon, you start to see a little bit better coverage along the I-35 corridor. Otherwise, we're going to start to dry out as we head towards about 7 or 8. I'm not completely ruling out a shower tonight, but most of us will start to see that drying out. We're not going to pick up a lot of rain, a trace to maybe 1/10 of an inch. And the heaviest, of course, along our far eastern counties. Here's a camera that can show you the rain, and you can see it if you look across a darker shade of color there. But the cloudy conditions, that's what we're going to see the rest of the day. You may see a few breaks in the clouds, but for the most part, plan on the cloud cover, plan on seeing a scattered shower that will impact visibility. Our temperature still climbs to about 87 degrees today. Wind out of the east, sometimes northeast. Again, that tropical system right off of that Louisiana coastline is going to change our wind pattern just a tad this afternoon, but the humidity, that stays elevated. That's why it's going to feel a little bit warmer than the actual temperature. The rain will help out with some of the allergens, but those will be right back tomorrow. Ragweed, pigweed, elm, all at a high count, fungus at a low count. Temperature near 87 degrees in Fort Worth and Dallas, but look at this, upper 80s, close to 90 degrees along our western counties, with temperatures in the 70s along our eastern counties, where we see added cloud cover and where we see the added scattered showers. Now, over the next several days, the temperatures are going to change. Upper 80s on Thursday, still technically cooler than normal, but look at what happens Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Those temperatures are on an upward climb. We're talking 98 degrees on Saturday. Not only that, but our humidity is on the climb. Dew point or measure of moisture, the higher that number is, the more uncomfortable it feels. And that's what's going to make the heat index climb up to 105 this weekend. So it will feel like summer Saturday and Sunday. Until then, we're looking at rain, we're looking at climbing temperatures, we're looking at higher humidity, but at least, Mark, no triple digits, right?
Speaking my language. Thank you for that, Marielle.